Good morning, everybody. How are you? I pray you are all well this morning on this fine, beautiful, fabulous morning. I know that a lot of people don't like the rain. I love the rain. I mostly love the rain because I love to stay asleep. Amen. Amen. I know that's right. I love to stay asleep when it's raining, but sometimes we don't always get to do what we want to do because we got to do what we got to do in order to be able to do what we want to do at a later date. So I'm glad that you're all here. Thank you for being on time. Thank you for bringing your enthusiasm to your groups, even if you haven't said anything. I want to talk about some ground rules this morning. We're going to start the program today, and I would love it if everybody could say good morning in the chat. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? If you're having a crappy morning, say so. If you're having a great morning, say so. If you're just like, I'm here, say that too. Let us know how you're feeling this morning in the chat so that we can all be on the same page. And then I know who I'm talking to this morning, Okay. So a few ground rules, a few things that we want to discuss this morning. I want to talk to you all about this program and why we're doing what we're doing. Good morning, everybody. Yes, good morning. Good to see you all here. So some of the things that we have to make sure that we are responsible for. We have to be responsible for attendance. We have to be responsible for showing up. We have to be responsible for network yet communication with everybody in our groups. So what does that mean? That means that when you show up at your table, we need you to show up and make sure that you turn on your camera and your microphone to say hello to Miss JC. Miss JC is going to be coming to each individual table every morning, and she's going to make sure that you're there. The only way you will get points or get tallied for being for the day is if she can see your face and speak to you. Now, if you're having technical issues, we need to send you to the tech table so that you can work those issues out. You must be able to use your camera and your microphone. If you cannot, we need to figure out a solution for you, because in order to be a part of this process, you have to be able to communicate, and that means visually and audio wise. So if somebody's having tech issues with their gear, let's talk about that. Let's figure out how to get you new gear, different gear, or whatever the situation is, okay? Because this is a requirement as to be a part of this job. And remember, this is a job. Yes, everybody is getting paid to be here. You are getting paid to do amazing creative work, and we're so excited to have you here for this work. Okay, so has everybody checked in with Miss JC? 1 for yes, 2 for no. If you have not checked in with Miss JC, we need to get that done before I can start the presentation. And we've got quite a few twos, so that means you have not checked in with Miss JC. I'm going to return us to the map, to the tables, and she is going to get around and she is going to do roll call for every table. She will be hopping around. Please make sure that when you get back to your tables, you turn on your microphone and your video. And once she's there and she clocks you in, you can pull back and you don't have to worry about it. But you got to get clocked in. And we're also going to make sure that we're clocking you in after we take a break after the first round of presentation. We have to make sure you're in the room at all times. Yes, that's what having a job is about. All right, everybody. We're going to do this, and we're going to do this quickly. Okay. And I'll see you here in about 11 minutes. All right, now. All right. So I'm out.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I hope you guys are enjoying your day. So a couple things that I need to address. First off, I know a lot of people have questions about the pay and gusto. Tomorrow morning, please make sure you guys log in on time for work. the director of payroll, Tayla Andre, will be here at 9:15 to discuss any questions that you may have. We're not going to keep having her come back in. You guys need to be responsible enough to be on time, locked in at 9 o'clock. At 9:15, she will be answering questions. Also, in the system, I am seeing not everybody has their work permits. There's a lot of you guys who do not have them. So I want everyone who is having issues with their work permits to meet me, Dewan, and Ariana over at table 14 so that we are after the presentation, so we are able to get that going. Without the work permits, you guys cannot get paid. I'll say it again. You cannot get paid without the work permit. So please let us know. Please meet us over at table 14 so we can get this going. Narissa, thank you. And I'm going to pass it over to you now. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ms. Shante.
Thank you, Narissa.
Okay, so we got a question in the Q&A. Is it 9 o'clock every day? Yes. Yes. If you want to come a little early so you're on time, because to be on time is to be late. When you show up for your job and you know you start at 9 o'clock, that means you need to be ready to go at 9 o'clock. So if you need to show up at 5 or 10 minutes before, we're here. We get here early so that we're ready for 9 o'clock. So if you want to come at 8:50, 8:55 more, please do, because we are starting at 9 o'clock. There are a lot of things that have to get covered in a very short amount of time. So please be on time. We are going to start with or without you because we can't have all the people who are on time be penalized for people who aren't. And if you show up late, you get docked that amount of time from your paycheck. So it's really up to you. Okay. So a couple things I wanted to talk to you about quickly before we end out our day today. We are definitely going to have the CERT training again on Friday. Please be aware. We will let you know hopefully by tomorrow if it's going to be in person. We're still looking for a different location than the one that we had already sanctioned or contracted with. I think we had to make a quick change. Things happen in the land of COVID, okay? And then but I'll let you know for sure about that tomorrow, or Miss Shante will let you know. One of us will be able to let you know. And I wanted to talk to you about your gear. So with that being said, should we not meet on Friday and have to do the CERT program again on Remo, I still need you to come and pick up your gear from the All Aces office on Friday. We will be there from 1:30 until 5 o'clock on Friday. If you cannot make it on Friday, then you need to get with JC. She's here every day. And you need to get with her and say, JC, I can't come Friday, but I can come Tuesday next week, or I can come Wednesday next week, or whatever the situation is, so that we can make sure that you're able to pick up your gear. And what gear are you going to be getting, pray tell? Let me show you. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. Okay, you're going to get one. This is your case, and inside this case, it's a lovely case. Yours may be Pelican or it may be Durabox. Either way, it's a case. It does the same exact thing. It's nothing absolutely crazy. It's simply something that we're using to be able to put all of your gear in. Then we have, okay, let me stop that. And then we have your tripod. Your tripod is going to come with a tripod itself, and it's going to come with an attachment for your cell phone. Okay, these are the things. It may or may not be in a little baggie like this. It may be in a box. We're not quite sure just yet. And I have a few options. So you may get one or the other, but it'll be able to swivel. It'll be able to change direction. And it's very small, lightweight, versatile, won't be that heavy, can take it anywhere. And yes, these are the things that come along with it. Isn't this exciting? I'm excited. Okay, so there's that. And then you're going to get a lavalier microphone. If it's not this one specifically, it'll be one almost like it. So it's Omni mic. It's a HD mic, which picks up all kinds of wonderful sounds. And be careful, don't have it on and don't have it on you and go to the bathroom, or we'll hear you go to the bathroom. That's not exciting. And then it's got great compatibility. If you have an Android phone, you should be able to simply lock in with this 1/8 of an inch connector. If you have an iPhone, you may not be able to, and we need to get you an adapter. Please let your instructor at your table know if you have an iPhone so that we can make sure that you have the appropriate adapter. When you come to pick up your gear, we will have the adapter and we will connect it to make sure it works. So when you come to pick up your gear, please be sure to have your cell phone with you. If you don't have a cell phone, you need to have a conversation with one of the counselors so that they can assist you in getting one. And it's really a great microphone. Like, it's got all kinds of wonderful things in it. I'm excited about it because I picked it out myself. So yes, that's just how I get down. But see how it clips to her lapel, and see how here at the bottom, how it connects to the phone. Yep. It's kind of cool, right? And these are the pieces that come with it. So we just got to make sure that we get you one that actually works with your particular cell phone. And then the last thing, let me see here. You're going to get an LED light. Okay. This LED light is very lightweight. It takes 2 AA batteries. I'll make sure to get you the first 2 and then you'll figure it out after that. But it has here at the, I'm going to tell you about so this is called a cold shoe. See how this is sitting here like this, and see how this is here? When you get the piece that goes and attaches to the top of your tripod, the piece that is at the top of your tripod has a cold shoe onlet, which is this thing right here. And this down here at the bottom is called a hot shoe. And the reason it's called a hot shoe is because if you can see right here, see this little, I hit the button and it went in. But if you can, let me see, maybe it'll have a little bit better explanation. If you can see down here at the bottom, this piece would slide into this area right here. So if you notice, they have used the hot shoes and cold shoes to add extra lights. So this is a way that they've come together to, put all of these lights together to make a brighter light. But we only are going to be giving you one. We're not going to give you a whole bunch. And you can even set a microphone up here on top if you were to get another hot shoe so that you could slide it into it and you could connect it to your phone. Like, they've got this really cool little setup that you could be using. And there you have it. Okay. So these are the pieces of gear that we're going to be giving to you, right? So what you have to do is when you show up to get your gear, you have to bring your phone with you. You also have to bring your ID with you. We got to know you are who you say you are. We don't want you to send your friends to pick up your gear. You have to come get it yourself. The only people who can pick it up for you are your parents or your guardian or somebody that is taking care of you. And if that's the case, you have to let Dewan or Ariana know that you are having someone else to pick it up for you. And we have to know who that person is. You only get one piece of gear. So if you lose it, you're on your own. Oh, hey, Miss Shantae. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, sorry for interrupting. There was a few questions in the Q&A, so when you're finished, I'd like to address them.
Absolutely. I'll be done in, give me about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so what will that mean? That means that when you come to All Aces to pick up your gear, you're going to have to sign it out that says that you have acquired it. We'll do a little checklist. We'll do a little signature. We might even take a little selfie with this so we can say, look at what I got. And then you'll go about your way. You'll be out in the hallway as we check you in, and we'll come in one at a time because we know that the variant is real. Please make sure that you wear a mask when you show up because we have those in our party who are immune suppressant, and we want to be respectful of them and say, we hear you, even though we may be okay, they may not be okay. So we're asking everybody to wear a mask. Thank you very much. Okay. So what are you going to do with this gear? You're going to keep this gear and use it throughout this entire process. There will come a time when we have conversation about certain things. For example, we're going to talk about cinematography. And in talking about cinematography, we got to talk about lighting. So we're going to talk about that little light and what it can do for you. We're going to talk about camera angles. What does your the camera on your phone do for you, and how can you use it effectively? So don't think that we're just going to give you this gear and just send you out into the wild blue yonder, because that's not how this works. Okay. All right. And with that, let me see if there is a question about the gear. Where's the office? We'll give you the address tomorrow. Don't worry about that. We'll make sure you have it. If I can't be there, can my brother who is in the program bring mine? Yes, that is possible. But again, you have to take it upon yourself to go over to the table where Ariana and Dewan are, or send them a private message and have a dialogue with them explaining why you can't pick it up yourself and that you're asking permission for your brother to bring it home to you. Keep in mind, you're responsible for it. Even if once it leaves our hands, you're responsible for it. So if your brother damages it in any way, that's on you, not your brother. I don't know how you want to feel about that one, but that's on you. That's all I'm gonna say. When do we pick it up? You can pick it up on Friday this week. And if you can't pick it up between the hours we have available on Friday this week, we will have office hours next week on Monday through Thursday. And the hours for that will more than likely be between 1 and 4 o'clock, maybe 3. I don't know yet. I have to figure out what the time is at the office, but it'll be during the afternoon where you can hop on a train or hop on a bus, make your way over. Every point in the city will get you to that building where we will be within an hour. Okay. So you can come right after your class session, be there by 1 o'clock, 1:15 at the latest, pick up your gear and be on your way. Okay. I'll let you know the definite schedule once we get closer to the end of the week. Trust me, I got you. What if you don't have a phone right now? You need to let Dewan or Ariana know that you don't have a phone. How do the teens or the students edit their work? We're going to do it on the cell phone with a program called Rush from Adobe. Who do we go to if we won't be here? I'll let Shantae deal with that. Do we have to return the gear at the end of the program? Nope, it's for you. It's if you lose it, that's on you. There's nothing I can do about that. I only have enough for each person. I don't have extra, right? At this point anyway. I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple weeks, but I can tell you right now, I don't have that for you. So you got to keep up with it. And this is your gear. I don't want it back. I want you to keep it, because even after this program, I want you to continue to do good work. Can we use gear from last year? You sure can. Who asked that question? I can't see. It has a quest. Somebody raising their hand. I can't tell. Okay, we'll figure that out. Okay, so, uh-oh. If I go back to the chat. No, that's not what I was looking for. Okay. Yes, Miss Shantae, we got you. Okay, so Kata, can you bring Shantae up, please? And Miss Shantae's gonna answer all these questions. And can we use the gear from last year? Who's the person that asked that question?
I believe it was Jonay.
Oh, Jonay. Jonay, come see me after the presentation's over, okay? Thank you. I'm out.
Thank you, Narissa. So everyone, you're asking questions about when do you get paid weekly or bi-weekly. All of these questions will be answered by Tayla Andre tomorrow morning. That's why I am stressing to you, it is imperative that everyone is here on time. So if you have any other questions, they can be answered. So like I said in the beginning of this presentation, work permits, you will not get paid unless we have them. So please, we're going to get off of presentation mode so we can hop in to table 14 where you can see me, Dewan, or Ariana. Thank you guys, and I'll see everyone over there. Narissa, do you have anything else to add? Sorry, I see a question. Does Gusto have an app? Yes, they do, but Taylor will address all of that tomorrow. So make sure you're here at 9 a.m. logged in because she's coming on at 9:15.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna hop off of presentation mode. And as Shantae says, she'll be at table 14 with Dewan and Ariana. And what we're also gonna do is we have 15 minutes left for the day. So this is the time to ask your instructors any questions that were burning and yearning inside of you that you may have not been able to the last time before this particular presentation. This is also your time to ask questions of your instructors about, you know, progression, moving forward, what are we doing, all of those wonderful things. If they don't have the answer, they're going to say, I'm going to get back to you, or I'm going to let you know, or I'll figure it out. Don't think that they have all the answers to everything. We're all human. Nobody knows everything. Okay? So don't expect everybody to know everything. Just expect that people are here to help you find the answers. If they know, they do. And if they don't, they'll help you figure it out. Okay? All right, everybody. Thank you so much for today. Very proud of you. We did good. It's always a rough start, and it's always a rough, like I just gave the analogy of baking a cake. It's always lumpy at first, but then it smooths out, and at the end of it, we have cake. I mean, who doesn't love cake? I love cake. Bye. So one of the keys to being a part of a group and being a part of a collaboration in filmmaking, because filmmaking is a collaboration. Now, if you're doing something by yourself where you're just making a selfie video that you're putting on YouTube or TikTok or some other form of social media, that's different. You know, that's just you by yourself. But when you're putting together a team, which is what we're doing with this group, it's important that you're on time. And the reason it's important that you're on time is because it shows a sign of respect. Not only are you respecting yourself, but you're respecting the teacher that's at the table with you, and you're respecting our program. And so I wanted to say that very quickly, because that is something that you will take with you for the rest of your career. And it is something that you also will take with you for the rest of your life, respecting yourselves as well as others. So one of the things we want to talk about today is getting you onboarded. Is everybody onboarded with Gusto? And if you don't know what Gusto is, you need to reach out in the chat to Shantae. She is our project manager. I'm going to bring up all of our staff members here so that they can introduce themselves. Katarina and JC and Shantae and Ariana and Dejuan If you all could please come up to the stage so that you can be introduced and say something about yourself to everybody in the room. Tejuan, Ariana, Shantae, Ariana, Shantae. Okay, so I'm going to give myself a couple minutes, and Kata, you start, pass it on, and let's see if we can't get here. Let me look for Shantae. I'm not sure what's going on.
Sure. Okay. Hello, everyone. If you haven't met me before, I'm sure some of you have seen me last week. My name is Caterina Aragon Lopez. I am the project manager under That Child Got Talent Entertainment. So any questions that are logistical about the lessons, curriculums, what else? Teacher table assignments, I'm here to assist you. I also will be providing some tech support since I have some knowledge in remote as well. So I am kind of your liaison throughout this program and just ensuring that you have a smooth 7 weeks with us. And what else? Oh, my pronouns are she, her, hers. And I'm really excited to be a part of this and to get to know you all and help you as much as possible. If you all just want to say hi to me, you can send me a little chat and I'll gladly respond because I love meeting new people. And I'm just really excited to have a group of kids that are very excited to learn about film and about, skills that are going to help them in the future. Because as mentioned previously, this program isn't just about film. Everything that you're going to learn here can be used for any other career that you wish to pursue. So even if it's like project management or even just being a teacher, those are all valuable lessons that you can take with you in the future. So I'm really excited to meet you all, and let's have a fun Monday. So I don't know, Dejuan or JC, if you want to go, I'll pass it on.
I'll go next. Good morning, everyone. My name is JC. If you haven't met me already, I met a lot of you guys. It's good to see the new faces today. I'm a production coordinator, so I really work alongside with Katarina and with Narissa as well. I actually go to school. I go to Temple University for media studies and production. So I have been studying about production itself for 2 years now. So I'm really excited for you guys to learn about it. If this is your first time learning about production or doing anything production related, I'm just excited for you guys to really experience this program and production itself because it really is an art. So I look forward to getting to know all.
Tejuan.
Hey y'all, I'm Dewan Frazier. I am one of the youth and family liaisons alongside Ariana. I am one of the people who will be helping you with work permits, any type of like issues you're having maybe in class. Like I'm one of the people who help you with that. I'll also be one of the people calling you when you're either late or not present. So some of you have already gotten phone calls from me or voicemails or emails. Expect more of that. Or don't if you're on time all the time. Up to you. I also graduated from Bridgewater State University last year. I studied sociology with minors in writing studies and African American studies. So I'm very passionate about social justice, issues that affect people who look like us. In writing, so if you are doing some filming and you have trouble with writing or want some pointers or some suggestions, feel free to reach out. I'm here.
Thank you, Dewan. Hello, everybody. I am Shantae. As Narissa said, I am the project manager. I'm the person you reach out to if you need anything, if you have any questions. Like you guys have been doing. I know I've been receiving some emails from you guys in the wee hours of the morning. Just know that I'm going to respond to those emails in regular business hours. I'm excited that you guys are emailing, but I'm going to respond to them business hours. I work with Next Leadership Development Corporation alongside Dr. Martin and Tayla. Did I forget anything, guys? Yep. All right. I'm not sure what Ariana is, but I'll pass it back to you, Narissa.
Awesome sauce. Okay, thank you everybody for joining me up here on the stage. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to issue you all off so I can finish doing my presentation.
Yes.
Bye. Okay, show. Here's where we are. So we're talking about filmmaking in this course. This course is going to be set up. You're going to go through a syllabus. And if you don't know what a syllabus is, it's basically an understanding of what you're going to be learning over the next few weeks. Each of your teachers has a copy of the syllabus that they're going to walk you through the second half of this day. They're going to talk to you about some of the subject matters. They're going to ask you questions about what you understand about those subject matters already, if you understand any of it. Sometimes making a video for YouTube, TikTok, or what have you doesn't give you the principles of filmmaking. Now, I'm not trying to, throw shade or anything on your actual creation, because I make videos for YouTube and I make videos for social media and all of those other things as well. But the reality of the situation is that I don't do it in the setup as if I were making a film. And you're saying to me, well, Narissa, what's the difference? There's a lot of difference. There's a lot of things that you're going to need to understand about lighting, a lot of things about sound, a lot of things about location and what you need to pick up and what is B-roll actually. There are just some things that are in movies that you probably don't really pay attention to, but these are extra pieces to the layer of what it is that you're creating. If you there's a question in the Q&A. If you wouldn't mind, can you guys go over step 2 of 5 on the Gusto account? It was confusing to fill out. Okay, so when it comes to Gusto, that's handled by Tayla Andre of All Aces. She is not in the room at the moment because she's facilitating another meeting, but as soon as she's done, she's assured us that she'll reach out. So Miss Shantae will probably be able to answer those questions for you. If not, maybe we can get Tayla in the room to help you out as well. That is not something that teachers or counselors are able to help you with at this time, because we want to make sure that everything to get you paid is nicely streamlined with one person, so that you know that that's the person that you talk to. Okay, so we'll figure that out, and Shantae will let us all know what we should do to move forward with that. Okay. But please keep your questions and answers in the Q&A. I'm looking at it. If I see it, I'm going to answer it. So just go to Q&A and put it in there. If you go to general chat, I may or may not see it. Okay. Oh, Shantae said, I will have Tayla reach out. Fantastic. Okay. So the program. Okay, so some of the things that you also need to understand is that you are responsible for doing pretty much every avenue of creating your own film. But we want you to reach out and collaborate. We want you to collaborate with each other at the tables. These are your groups. These are your homies. These are your friends for this moment. Maybe they're not your friends in real life, but as far as we're concerned in this program, they are your collaborators. These are the people that you're going to work with, that if you have questions like, hey, I saw your shot that you used for this particular camera angle and I thought it was dope. How did you do that so I can put that in my film? Like, these are the types of things that you have to talk about at your table. We want to make sure that if you find yourself going to do a shoot outside, especially if you're at night or if you're going further away from your home than normal, take a partner with you. This is a buddy system type situation as well. When you're filmmaking and you're into the moment, sometimes you're not always paying attention to what's going on around you. So it's good to have somebody with you. Some of the other things that we're going to learn about paperwork. OMG, paperwork. Nobody wants to do paperwork. I love paperwork. And sometimes you don't have to make it on paper. Sometimes it could be online, but there are things that you have to do. So for example, if you say, you know what, I'm going to go shoot a scene from the script that I wrote, and in that script, there is a bodega, and I'm going to go downstairs to the bodega and I'm going to ask them if I can use their bodega to be able to film my scene. Well, in order to do that, you got to do it legally, right? Because there's this thing called liability, and liability is not something that you want to have to deal with. So what do? You have them sign a release. You sign the release, they sign the release. Everybody's under the understanding of what is going to happen and what you're going to do so that nobody gets sued. So we're going to talk about these things. There's paperwork. There's more to it. I'm only giving you a brief little overview right now of the things that you're going to learn. However, these are things that you actually need to have to protect yourself. So we want to make sure that you're protecting yourself. We want to make sure that you're bringing the best quality that you can to the table. I know there's a lot of shy people. I know there are people who don't like to be on camera, and that's fine. I don't necessarily always want to be on camera either. Sometimes I just want to sit behind the camera and direct or be the producer. I get it. However, you're going to have to be the face of your own product. Why? Because you got to market your own product. What is marketing? I don't want to market, Narissa. Yes, you do. Why? Because we're teaching you how to do this so that you can monetize, okay? Monetize meaning you're going to go get paid for this. So if you start a YouTube channel and you're talking about nothing but soccer, right? I'll just use that as an example. Maybe soccer is your passion. Maybe during COVID-19, you were experiencing a drought of soccer because you couldn't get out or you couldn't go and be with your friends or what have you. And so you decided to make a case for that, right? You decided to make a film about that. There's a niche for that. And when I say niche, that means there are people out in the world who actually want to see what is happening with someone who loves soccer and what they had to go through in COVID-19. But what does that mean for you? That means you could send your particular piece out to a film festival. You could market it online on social media and say, hey, check out my film. You never know. All you got to do is sell a film for $1, and all you need is 1 million followers. That's $1 million, right? All you need is 1,000 people to buy your thing, buy your film. That's $1,000. So what does that mean for you? How do you monetize the work that you're doing, the art that you're creating? Because this is an artistic thing, okay? So I want to share with you my presentation. And forgive me, I'm old. Okay. There it is. No. There. And we are. Okay. Can you all see that? Let me see. All right. Thank you for thank you for letting me know that you can see the PowerPoint presentation. Where did it go though? Why can't I get to it? Okay. So a few ways of what is your way of thinking, right? Different scenarios to take into consideration when you're thinking of your final project. Okay. Are you creating your bioptic, or are you creating it through your biopic? Let's talk about the difference. A bioptic is a telescope, is a term of a pair of vision enhanced lenses. So it's kind of like, you know, you have binoculars, right? Those are bioptic telescopes. Those are lenses, right? They magnify between 2 and 6 times and are used to improve distance of vision for those who are impaired eyesight. So you got your binoculars because you try and see down the street. That is bioptic. So that's through a lens, okay? But your biopic is a film that dramatizes the life of a non-fictional or historically based person or people, i.e. you. They aren't docudramas or historical drama films. They tell a single person's life story, or at least the most important parts of that story. So sometimes you may decide that you want to do a dramatization. Do you know what that is? Of course you do. You've watched documentaries before. You've seen people that sit there and reenact exactly what it is that the person who's talking is talking about, but that person is reenacting your life. They're reenacting a part of your life. That's not something that is you. That is something that is someone else that is portraying you. But how do you create your own bioptic so that your biopic is a beautiful piece of art? How do you create ways to improve the distance of your vision? Your vision is not impaired, and yet you have to find it nonetheless. It is just like you having to find your voice and what drives your creativity. So you're going to have to dig deep to try to figure out these principles about who you are, what you are, why you are, when you are, how you are. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, the more you think about it, the more it's going to confuse you, but then the more you're going to start to realize some things about yourself. So what has COVID-19 showed you over the past 18 months? Yikes, can you believe it? We've been dealing with this for over 18 months. This is insanity, and yet it's real and it's life. The COVID-19 pandemic has revealed several weaknesses in our country's web of safety net programs. Although the virus may not discriminate, it may exacerbate existing health inequities. How has COVID-19 affected your family and your friends and those who you are around? But above all, how has it affected you? What are some of the things that have happened during COVID-19 that are a direct correlation of how you feel about who you are as a person? Did staying in your room for the first, I know what, we had to stay home, the first like 5 months? Like straight up at home all day, every day, couldn't go nowhere, could barely walk outside. That does something to your mental. That does something significant to your mental. What did it feel like? Do you remember what it felt like? Are you so excited about getting out now today that you've forgotten about all of that? This is something we don't want you to forget. This is a building block for your life. Why do you think it's important to tell your story and how COVID-19 has affected you? Tell me in the chat. Why do you think it's important to tell your story? Give me some examples of why you think it's important to tell your story. Anybody? Anybody? Jonay, to relate to others. Absolutely. Theo, so people understand the struggle. Amen. Bizra, others might be able to relate. I love that one. And I love it because that means that you're looking at this from a perspective that you want people to be able to heal in a way that you did. Tate, because everyone has their own story to tell. Amen, Kiana. So others can know they aren't alone. Absolutely. Because what you're going through and what you went through, somebody else went through it as well, and they'll be able to relate, and you'll be able to share with them how you overcame your situation. Absolutely. Come on. Who else? Somebody else. Keep going. Tell me. Tell me, why do you think it's important to tell your story? Whatever your story is, even if it's not about COVID-19, to help other people open up their voice. I love that. Absolutely. To know how impactful it was. Yes, absolutely, to know how impactful it was. Because you want to make sure that people hear your voice. Your voice is extremely important, and you want to make sure people hear it. Because you have a voice and you need to be heard. Absolutely, Daniel. Jury, to create a safe platform to exchange your concerns. Absolutely, jury. So others can be inspired. Inspired, yes, Deshaun. How do you want them to be inspired? How do you want to uplift someone else? Because we're here to help, right? We're here to encourage. That's what artists do. Artists are here to encourage, uplift, motivate, help. We're here to be positive to the outside world. Tate, so we can overcome this as a community. Absolutely. We have to band together. We're talking about that collaboration effort. We're talking about being on the same page with others. This is a community. Artists are a community. Absolutely. Anybody else? Give me two more. Just two more. Let's see. Seclusion does things to human mind. Everyone wants to be able to understand each other or to feel like someone hears them. Yes, Janiyah. Yes, yes, and yes again. That is something that is so important to people. That is something that people may not even realize that they need until they actually go through it, okay? And that is what you're going to bring to the table. And not only are you going to bring it to the table for you and for your peers and for those who are the same age and the same genre as you or the same catalyst as you or the same type of person that you are, but you're going to be this for adults, because the adults, they are desperately trying to do something to help you, i.e. why we're in this program. We want to make sure that you feel like you're supported. Okay, this is important to us because it's important to you. And we want you to feel like it's important to you because you never know. There might be some 13 or 12-year-old that's looking up to you and you're like, oh my God, looking up to me. I'm only 15, 16. But trust me, there's some little 12-year-old or some 10-year-old who's looking at you like you're the bomb. And they're looking at you like, oh my God, I want to be like that when I get to be their age. I know it doesn't seem possible, but it is true. All right, let's go to the next slide. So some examples of things to think about, ponder even. But what about those payments, economic stability, some of the things that you might want to reference when you're talking about what has transpired with you over the course of the last 18 months? Did you have employment? What happened with your income? Did you have expenses? Did you incur any debt? What about any medical bills? Did you get any support from your city, from your community, from your parents, from community organizations, from your schools? How did you sustain yourself economically? Especially for those of you who are going to work every day and going to school every day. Yeah, I see you. I was that kid too. I had to go to school full time and I had a full-time job and I had to be in extracurricular activities because I wanted to go to college and I had to have something on my resume besides work and going to school. So I was a very active, very busy, always got into something type of chick. Yep, that was me. But I had a full-time job in high school because I had to get that. I had to have it, needed it for my household. So I feel you on that. So where did you spend your time? What was your physical environment over the last 18 months? Did you have to stay at home? Were you able to be a part of transportation? Did you get on the bus? Did you get on the train? Did you walk? Were you in parks? Did you hang out in playgrounds? What's your zip code? What's your geography? Where do you reside? I rep Hyde Park. I don't know about anybody else, but Hyde Park's in the house. That's how we get down. So what about your education? All right. Were there any language barriers? Was there, are you down with vocational training? Did you have to step back from that vocational training because you couldn't go? And I know when you're doing voc, you got to put your hands on, you got to do the hair, you got to be the mechanic, you got to be the carpenter, you got to work at dental. So you got a lot of things that you have to do with your hands in voc, and you couldn't do that if you had to be remote. What did that do for you? Right? Are you going to go to college? Are you going to go to the military? What are you going to do when you graduate? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about how far you're going to go once you get past this particular level? Have you put these thoughts into your mind? You should be thinking about these things. Where is the next level for you? Right? I know I'm trying to level up and I'm an adult and I'm constantly trying to level up. I'm trying to level up every single day of my life. I'm trying to level up so hard that all of a sudden it just becomes miraculously clear. That's what level up means. You're willing to go through the learning. You're willing to go through the sacrifice in order to level yourself up. But what about your community and social context, your support system, your community engagement? Did discrimination play a big factor in what you went through in the last 18 months? How was your stress level? I know I was stressed and people were like, but you didn't show it. Yeah, but mentally I was stressed. I had a lot to deal with because I was constantly in here. And for somebody like me that's go, 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 that was a lot of stress for me. So how did you take in your street? I know a lot of you out there protesting. I know I saw you. I know I was out there with you, had mask on and everything. I had 3 masks on and I was out there like fight the power. But at the end of the day, what did that do for you mentally? What did that do for you physically? What's going on with your food intake? Are you hungry? Do you have health? Do you have access to healthy options? I work with a woman. Her name is Evelyn Brito. She does bodega makeovers. And her thing is she's a producer. She's a producer and an executive producer. And she makes these movies, these films, these series about making over a bodega so that it has more healthy options. And that's something that she cultivated during COVID-19 because she realized that in her community, she's from Dorchester, in her community, there was like no real good places to get good food as far as healthy food. She would walk into a bodega and it was all carbs, and everything on the shelf everywhere. She got tired of seeing it. She wanted to see fresh fruit. She wanted to see fresh vegetables. So she took it upon herself to begin to film how to make a bodega transformation. and she named her series Bodega Makeover. Okay, so these are the things I want you to think about. I want you to start putting thoughts down, things that were, write it out, type it out, but put it down, get it out of your head and get it onto something else so that you can begin to put your ideas together, so that when it's time for us to come to the table and start to create a script, because you're going to work on that this week. Right? We got Cheryl coming in. She's going to talk to you about creating an actual screenwriting, outline, so that you understand how to put your thoughts in order, so that you can write a script. Oh my God, you guys are going to learn how to write a script. She's going to have you download free software so that you can learn how to write a script. I know it sounds daunting. You're like, I got to write something. Yep. Because you always start with the written word. That's how you begin anything. It starts with the word, okay? That's how it works. So, are you living in your limitations? What are your restrictions, right? No shoes, no shirt, no mask, no service. What are you going to do to overcome the restrictions placed upon you by outside forces? How will you use your voice and, better yet, your vision to surpass all of the naysayers? Get past your restrictions, okay? Take them shackles off. You have none. What are you going to do to show them? So what is your short-sightedness? Do you have a lack of imagination? What is your foresight? How do you literally picture things in your mind? Albert Einstein said, imagination is everything. It is the preview for life's coming attraction. You better get in there and dream. You better take them moments to just go off and daydream for a hot second, but you better come back. You can't stay in daydream forever. That's not reality. Okay? So then are you apathetic? What about your apathy? Do you stay in a place of no interest in anything or for a moment? What drives your enthusiasm? What are your true concerns? What drives my enthusiasm? I'm sitting here at almost 10 o'clock in the morning, been up since 5:30 this morning, haven't had a cup of coffee, but the mere fact that I'm talking to you all about this is making me so excited, because I want to be able to give to you the value of your creativity. You have to cultivate it, but I'm hoping that I'm planting a seed for you. I read a quote this morning that said, even when you think life is too difficult and you're sitting in the darkness, be rest assured that you're in the darkness because you're the seed that just got planted. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. So when you think everything is crashing down on you and everything is not working for you, that's your time that you should be like, nah, I'm in this incubator called growth. And it's scary and it's hurtful and it sucks, but it's good. And you got to see the positive of it. You're about to grow through something. And this program is going to help you grow to the next level in how you feel about yourself. How will you live in your passion? What is your enthusiasm? What will you do to spark your own interest? How will you use your camera to capture the attention of an audience? What will you do to reinforce trust? And do your big up your table mate? Oh, how do you big up your table mates? That's what we're talking about. It's a collaborative effort. So if I see something that Katarina has done, I'm going to let her know, yo, that was dope. I think you should do this, but hey, I get it. And talk to your fellow table mates. Be on one accord with everybody. It's important. You want them to big you up, so you got to big them up too. So be willing to make mistakes. Ain't nobody perfect. How will you invest in you? What do you need to help you to create value in your work? Don't feel ashamed of failure. Learn from it. And believe you can do it. That's all that matters, because you can do it. You can do anything that we're presenting to you in this program. And if you can't, or you just simply won't, you need to come to us and say, I'm having a problem. You need to say to your instructor, I don't understand. Please help me. And everybody here is going to help you. We want you to succeed. You will succeed. So power and time. Take your time, but follow and adhere to all deadlines. You got to make sure you adhere to deadlines. And the reason is because even when you leave this job, you have to adhere to deadlines in school. You have to adhere to deadlines in other capacities of other work. People want to hold you accountable for what you say you're going to do, and they want to pay you for it. So if they're paying you to do what you say you're going to do, then they're going to give you deadlines and you have to stick to them. It's just the way it works. Okay? Practice and become a pro at it. That means take your time to practice it. Practice makes perfect. This is adding time, but adding power is paying attention to how to get better. You always are striving to get better, no matter what. We didn't just wake up. The teachers here, the professionals that are coming in to talk to you, they didn't just wake up one day and become fabulous. No. Granted, they were already fabulous in their own right, but they had to sit there and practice at this. They had to learn how to make these movies. They had to understand lighting and sound and set and paperwork. They had to practice, and that's what we're asking you to do as well. This is where you start to build your empire. You got this. Okay? You got this. This is something that you must understand. You are going to take your ideas and your creativity to the next level. What's your level up? All right. I want you to think about that question. I want you to think about what's your next level up. Theo, I don't know if I want to give my location like that. Theo, you crazy. I understand. You don't have to rep anywhere. You could just rep being in your own skin, because your soul rests inside your body. So you could just, I'm representing myself in myself. There it is. Okay? Does everybody get what I'm saying? Is everybody on my page? 1 for yes, 2 for no. I'm waiting. Hey, we got a lot of ones going on. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody's feeling what I'm saying. You're like, oh, Narissa, you too excited for 10 o'clock in the morning. I know, but I'm so amped. I'm here to be amped for you. I can't wait to see what you all create. You're going to create some amazing things. So let me, and aside from just the creativity of what you're making, it's your voice. That's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to hear you. I'm excited to see what you create, but I'm excited to hear what you bring to the table, because I know it's going to be fabulous. Y'all are the most creative generation of ever. So I'm not even worried about how great it's going to be. And it's going to be all yours. So a couple things that happen after you create these things. So we're going to explore the world of film. Okay. Today, your instructors are going to talk to you about the world of film, maybe where it's come from, not in exclusive, because that's a part of another lesson, but they're just going to explain to you maybe the creation of film and where it came from. I'm not sure. Each teacher has their own level. And then we're going to talk about the art of visual storytelling, right? What does that mean to visually tell your story? It's not the same for everyone. Sometimes people want to make a sci-fi movie. I know I'm a huge sci-fi buff. 3 of my films are science fiction already. Some people want to talk about drama because they got a lot of drama in their life and they want to let it out and give it to the world, give it back to the universe. They don't want to keep it inside anymore, right? Some people want to do documentaries because they want to talk about real time, real people. They don't want to sit there and create dialogue. They want to do interviews and get the information from other people outside of their circle, right? Outside of their family. They want to go and have that interview with that professor. They want to go have that interview with the chief of police. They want to go have an interview. They don't necessarily, and they want to shoot it in real time. They don't want to be creative and talk about lighting. But even documentarians have to have a certain set of 3-point lighting to make sure that your subject looks great. Like right now, I don't have 3-point lighting. I look very flat, right? But if I had a light coming here and a light coming from the front, I would look a lot more 3D. I wouldn't look like a flat image. We're going to have a gaffer come in and talk about that. So I'm going to teach you fundamentals of filmmaking so that you can create your own body of art. We're going to talk about what it means to be in development, what it means to be in pre-production, what it means to be in production, post-production. What does it mean to distribute your work? You're like, yo, I'm just going to put it on social media. No, you want to put it into film festivals. We have a New England Cell Phone Film Festival that we're going to enter all of your works in at the end of this program. And should you win, you can win money. You can win scholarships for school. You can win prizes where they give you gear. Like, there's so much you could do to make extra money and win extra gear simply because you came to the table and presented yourself in your glory. Okay? So, what did Dan say? You have a nice separation with that lamp over your right shoulder. Thanks, Daniel. I try, little juxtaposition there. I was trying to do a little something different. Thanks, Daniel, for pointing it out. I did a good job. All right. So, what we're going to do right now is 10:07. I have given you my presentation. I have shown out and shown up, and I expect you to do the same. I want you to show up and show out on a daily basis. I don't want you to be disrespectful, but I do want you to give your voice to your group. I want you to be experimental. I want you to talk about it. If you don't understand it, don't be shy. If you don't want to say it out in front of everybody, send a private note to your teacher. Send a private note to Katarina. Send one to me. Send one to Shantae, whoever, so that you can begin to feel more comfortable. This is a long journey. I know you're like, oh, it's only a few weeks, Narissa. No. This is a journey. Once you start to create art with people, you build bonds that last a lifetime. I know people I started creating art with in high school. I still know these people. And I am so far removed from high school. Trust me, I'm not going to tell my age because the lady never does such a thing. However, I'm old enough to know that I have like a long time that I've known these people. Okay, we just going to leave it at that. Now, here, we have a Q&A question. Oh, no, Shantae said, oh, no, could we make an animation as our movie? Absolutely. Now, the art of animation will be discussed, but it won't be collectively taught. It may be something where we talk about you being a graphic artist. Maybe you create a film based on a lookbook, because maybe it's something that you literally are drawing in your lookbook, and you want to do a what's the name of it, Vil, when you do it in the book and you flip the pages and you can see the change of the image? I don't remember what it's called because I'm not an animator, but I know that you can figure out a way to do animation. And if you can draw your own, if you can make your own animation, we're all for that. What about a one-person musical? Yeah, if you feel like you want to do a music video and it's all about you doing your music, do it. Absolutely. Or if you want to film somebody else singing, do it. We're here to be creative. Anybody else? Okay, so it's important that you make your voice what you want it to be. I'm encouraged to see animation because that means you can take things to the next level when you do animation. Some people have even done things where they've had extra pieces of like, foam core creations that flew into frames. Like it was insane, right? Anybody else have any quick questions? Let's see. Flip book. Thank you. Yep, a flip book. Stop motion. Yep, I don't know. Is it stop motion, Lethea? I don't know. But it's definitely a flip book. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you very much. Thank you for helping the old lady out. All right. So we are at 10:10. And I want you to take some time to think about what I just said. I want you to go and take a break. We're going to give you 10 minutes to have a break. I want you to take a break and think about what I just said. I mean, really think about what I just said. Even if you don't want to share it immediately, I want you to bring that thought back to your group. And I want you to have those conversations in your group. Your professor is about to go, or your instructor at your table is going to go over the syllabus, which I said is your schedule. They're going to talk about it with you. They're going to talk it out with you. But I want you to be engaged, okay? I want you to talk, even if you got to send a message in private message. But I want you to engage and try your hardest to get on camera and have your voice heard. This is about you expressing yourself, okay? All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to me babble on. I appreciate you.